What's up guys, Well Customs here, and today we have a big review. It is the S.H Figuarts Hulk figure from the Age of Ultron line. Man, this thing is awesome, he's massive, and I'm really excited for it. And I'm always in a search for a nice looking Hulk figure for my collection, and supposedly this is the way to go. Nice looking box, nice pictures over there. Alright, let's open them up. Alright, so straight out of the box is the Hulk, and I have to say, straight out of the box, he is a lot sturdier than I thought he would be. You know, it feels pretty good, really solid. The joints feel nice, the arms feel good, the body feels good. I think because the only Figuarts figures I had or have are Dragon Ball Z figures, I'm not used to having such a big body Figuarts figure, so that's really nice. I want to say that straight off the bat first. But looking at the figure itself, it looks pretty nice. Initial thoughts is that I do wish that the green was a little bit darker, maybe. He looks a little bit too pale of a green, I guess you could say. It doesn't look that bad by itself, I guess, but when you put him next to other figures, he looks a little bit too light. If I had any kind of complaint about that, it's probably the color of the green. But other than that, he looks pretty good. He does come with some accessories. He comes with an alternative head right here. We'll get more into that later. And also he comes with two different sets of hands that are open, which is nice. And they're pretty easy to pop on and off. You just do that. Stick him in. Like that. So it's pretty good. Pretty easy. Which is nice. Go into full details of the figure. Now, like I said before, I'm not a fan of the color green that they chose, but the paint job they have on it is very nice. You look through it, you see the darker greens into the muscle and the different crevices to really accent the details, which is really nice. So that looks pretty nice. Even on the back, it gets even better. I feel like you can see it right there. So like I said, I'm not a fan of the color green they picked, but the paint job is still very good overall. And on the pants, you know, it's pretty plain. It's the Avengers pants as well, but it's very clean at least, so that's all that matters really. And going down to the feet, great details there as well. Going back to the head sculpt, you know, I know a lot of people didn't like it. It's supposed to be the Age of Ultron, like Hulk is supposed to look like Ruffalo, but this one really doesn't. You know, he looks like a comic book Hulk, or you know, a cartoon Hulk, whatever you want to pass him off as. So it's not horrible. It's not what people really want, really, but it's not horrible. Like I said, I don't mind it. It looks nice to me, at least. If you want to take off the head, I think you just pop it off like that. Pretty simple. Stick this one on if it wants to. Alright. I don't want to break it. Come on, please. There you go. So now you have the second Hulk head on, and you really get into some action poses, maybe shouting. Get into a nice pose. Like, that's pretty cool. You know, it's like definitely a great expression. You don't have to do that much really to get into a nice pose to convince this look on him. Alright, so getting to articulation really quickly is a little bit complicated, but we'll try to get into it. So as you saw before, I took off the head. He has a ball joint in the head, and that's also at the neck, so it gives pretty decent articulation. Try to put that back on. There you go. So it goes down. It looks down okay. Doesn't go up that much though, just normal. Side to side, pivots is nice though, so that's pretty good, and left and right, so no problems there. The shoulder joints are a little bit complicated to discuss, but it's all very nice overall. So he does kind of have like a butterfly wing joint at the shoulder right there. If you look inside there, you can see how it looks like inside the peg and stuff like that. So you do have an extra ball joint, so he doesn't have a cut at the bicep, but he does rotate left and right a little bit over here, so it kind of makes up for it. I have to admit, I was surprised that he did not have a bicep cut right here. I guess to really not ruin the sculpt over here, and I was kind of bummed out about it, but after moving it around a little bit, and you do have this little bit of a movement rotation right there, it kind of makes up for it. You know, it's not that bad, honestly. It isn't as bad as I thought it would be, and it does go out pretty far, so that's pretty nice. So you have pretty much all the rotation you need there, and you don't feel cheated at all. For the rest of the arm, he has two joints at the elbow, so it goes pretty good. Nice and smooth articulation there, also very sturdy, doesn't feel cheap or weak or anything. And at the wrist is a ball joint that has pretty good movement as well. Going down to the ab section right here, he has a ball joint, I believe. I didn't really pop it out to see, but very nice, as you can see right there. goes down pretty good, goes up really nicely. You do have a gap there, but I don't mind that at all. And it goes left and right, pivots, swivels, so that's good too. Over here, he does have a swivel at the waist, so that's nice also. Going down to his hips, now his hips are okay. They could have been a little bit better though. They don't go that far up, surprisingly. I think it's because of the sculpt, but it's half decent, I guess. He does a split pretty well, but yeah, if you really want to push it, you shouldn't though, but it only goes up that far. Going down to the knees, double jointed knees over there, which is really thick and nice, very smooth too. Going down to the ankles, he has another ball joint there and a pivot, so it goes not much. Toe articulation, pivots as well, so it's good, really good there as well. So overall, articulation is really nice. Even though his hips aren't the greatest for bending his legs, you still get decent amount enough, in my opinion, that it won't really, you know, it won't bum you out. So like I said, like I was surprised about the bicep articulation and also about the lack of leg articulation, you want to call it that, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be, honestly. You can still get him to really great poses since he's so big anyway. And the Hulk bends over for nobody anyway, so. Alright, now size comparison, side by side. Here is the Marvel Legends Age of Ultron Hulk right here compared to the Figuarts one. Now, they're pretty much, you know, they're supposed to be the same figure, same whatever, but they're pretty much totally two different kinds of figures, honestly. Like, you look at them, yeah. Is it worth it to get this one? I think so. You know, this is still a great figure. You know, for you can get this like $20. It's pretty good. This one a lot more. Is it worth it? As a collector, it's really up to you. I like it though. You know, like I said before, I can't stress the fact that I'm very impressed at how sturdy this figure feels. You know, you buy your Figmas, you buy your Figuarts or Mafex figures. You know, they're not fragile, but you still have to be kind of delicate with them. And like I said one time in my other reviews, like Marvel Legends, you could just span the handle them, they'll be fine, they'll take it, you know. But this one I actually feel like it could take it. It feels good, like you can move around, it doesn't feel like anything's loose or gonna pop off or anything like that. It feels very, very sturdy, which is actually really nice because you're spending a lot, you know, decent amount of money on this, and it's good to have a well product of a figure right here. So yeah, like I said before, it's really up to you if you think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. You know, but it's, like I said before, not everybody could spend money on figures, so if you had to get this, it's still not a bad idea. You know, like I said before, likeness to the movie, this looks like more like Mark Ruffalo, obviously. He looks pretty good. This one could pass as a good, normal looking Hulk figure of any kind of sort, how you want to do it. Yeah, so just putting them side by side so you can see them like that. Now, since this is a pretty big looking figure, here he is with some of the other Hulkbuster figures that I have. And I always think that the Hulkbuster figures should be bigger than the Hulk, so I really don't have any complaints right here. And they look pretty good, you know. Too bad he doesn't really look up that well, but his torso does move up pretty good, so not bad. And here's a size comparison with the other big figures from Marvel Legends. It's the Rhino and Thanos figure. And, you know, looking at this, you know, he fits in pretty well and okay. But as you know, something in me feels like the Hulk could stand to be a little bit thicker, maybe. Maybe over here as well. Like, he seems a little bit leaner compared to the rest of them. Or I could be wrong, I don't know. This is how it looks, because Thanos is okay. I don't mind how he looks compared to him. But when you look at him and the Rhino, it could just be Rhino because he's a really thick and wide figure. Or maybe this is where the Marvel Legends Hulk kind of steps in and matches better with them. Like I said, these are two different total companies, so it shouldn't really match that well, but you do wish it looked a little bit better. But other than that, they don't look that bad together, and I would think this is hilarious. Just taking these two figures, putting the alternative heads on them. Just screaming at each other like that. Pretty funny. And for a last size comparison, here he is with my personal Avengers collection right here. And like I said before, I do wish the green was a little bit darker overall, but you know, it still doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look horrible, it doesn't look that bad, so you know, you get what you get, and it looks really nice overall, like I said. And a couple last things I want to point out about this figure that I do like a lot that I might have missed. Like I said before, this is my new Figma Iron Man, which I love a lot, but you know, you do have to be a little bit more careful with it. You have to be a little more delicate with it. With the Hulk figure though, from Figuarts, man, this thing is sturdy. I can't stress that enough too. You know, even all the joints, the ball joints, the hinge joints, they feel good. Nice and sturdy and smooth. When you bend his arms, they feel nice. When you do the ab crunch, it feels good. It'll stay there and locked, you know. Very nice and hefty feel to it. Everything just feels really great. And well worth the money you spend to get this, I think. And if you're willing to spend the money, go for it, honestly, before it gets too hard to find one. And for a bonus size comparison, here is my newly modified Superman figure with the Hulk from Figuarts. And you can't have a Superman figure about his Hulk, so there you go. Now that's about it, guys. Now, like I said before, it's a great figure. Is it the Hulk figure to end all Hulk figures? It might be, for this scale at least. I know there is a Figma Hulk coming out sometime in the future. It looks more like Mark Ruffalo too. I'm gonna have to wait to see if it's worth getting, because this honestly might be my Hulk to end all Hulks. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. So like I said before, try to get it early before you can and before it gets too expensive. And that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe, do whatever you want to pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildlandcustoms.com. If you liked the video, get a thumbs up. Peace.